Hi, it's Sunday, June 26th, 2016. Manetco 64 here, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. I just thought I'd make a fairly short video, but I think quite important after the vote, Brexit vote the UK decided on Thursday and what the markets did on Friday. So over the weekend, we've heard from George Soros, and billionaire investor. And he says now, and I quote, billionaire investor George Soros has warned that Britain's vote to leave the European Union makes the disintegration of the bloc practically irreversible. That's according to a BBC News story out late yesterday. So it makes sense, and it also makes sense why the European Union officials want the UK to quickly activate Article 50 to exit the European Union. David Cameron and Boris Johnson have said that they've got time and they're not in a rush. But I think the European Commission, they're concerned that this is the first domino, and I think it is. That's the first thing I said when I reported on the official exit of the UK. I said, is the EU next? So, and it's interesting to note as well that European stock markets did worse than the FTSE on Friday. The Italian mid 30 index was down 10%. And the Italian banks, they've got about 20% of non-performing loans. So, and the thing about the EU and the countries in the Eurozone, Eurozone is a name for the countries that are in the euro currency, because the UK was never in the euro currency. These countries, they've bailed each other out, even though they're bankrupt. Italy has got billions tied up in some in bailout funds for the EU, and basically, these bailouts didn't bail out the countries; they bailed out the banks, because the money went to the countries, and then the countries paid the creditors and the bondholders, which are the banks. So and some big investors. So that's really interesting. The other thing I was listening to today was the dollar vigilante, Jeff Berwick, and I had an interview with him about a month ago, and we were talking about Brexit, and he actually worked out that Brexit happened 7 years, 7 months, 7 weeks, and 7 days after the September 29th, 2008 stock market crash. He's been following this Shemitah cycle, and he thinks this is the super Shemitah. So he thinks, they're into this number 7. So it's quite amazing that, it happened 7 years, 7 months, 7 weeks, 7 days after the stock market crash of 2008. What else can I say? I mean, I think it's going to get pretty rough out there for the financial system, and George Soros saying that it's practically irreversible. I agree with him. Not that I like the guy or anything, but sometimes you got to listen to these people to protect yourself. What else? Yeah, Jeff Berwick thinks that the globalists are allowing this to happen. There will be a total flush of the system. And he notes that there's a lot of people that don't want globalization, but he thinks that by allowing the system to flush, to make it a horrible financial economic collapse, that people will actually go back and say, we want things how they used to be. Please bring back the EU, or please give us more socialism. I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe it's going to work out better than that. We might have a flush of the financial system, and then things will work out by themselves and we'll have less governments. But a lot of people are going to get hurt, in my opinion. People that depend on the welfare state. And it's not only people that are unemployed. You know, the baby boomers that are retiring or are retired, a lot of their income is derived from the welfare state, or as Alan Greenspan calls it, entitlements. I've listened to him, even now talking about Brexit. He still thinks that the biggest problem for the United States and the Western world is the fact that entitlements are such a huge part of government spending, that it's crowding out investment. And he says until that's fixed, things are not going to get better. So that's the picture. We'll keep updating you, you know, as things happen. So yeah, George Soros thinks the breakup of the EU, and I guess the euro, will go with it, is practically irreversible, he says. So I hope you enjoyed the rest of your weekend. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.